And we're back. Sponsored by 106th Street Tire and Wheel. Get your tire fixed and purchased here today. All right, everybody. Had a little technical difficulty in the beginning. It's been a long time since we had a show. So obviously, things aren't going to be as smooth as we thought. Fellas, how you guys been?
What's going on there, Boog?
What's going on? I see Steele wasn't satisfied with how things started. So
been a rough couple of weeks, but you know we're getting there.
We're getting there. A lot of personal issues that was going on behind the scenes. Yep. So now we're back into the groove of things. Chet, what's going on, brother?
Not much, brother. Not much. A lot of stuff to talk about tonight for sure.
Yeah, man. We got basketball. We got the Nets. We got the Knicks. We got program issues. We got trades with the Lakers. We got the Lady Liberty getting smacked by Chicago, by Candace Parker. We got, we got football. We got injuries. We got Giants, Jets. We got Mets, Yankees. We had that Subway Series and a 2-game series in Yankee Stadium. We got a lot of things to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Where you want to start?
And any way you want to go.
Pause. We could start with basketball.
Go for it.
Let's start with basketball. Like, first off, we can definitely start. What is going on with Chet Holmgren? Your namesake.
Yeah, I know.
Your namesake. Mm-hmm. What's going on with Chet Holmgren? What happened?
What I don't understand and what I've been seeing this summer. Okay. All these guys playing these leagues, pro-am leagues that are supposedly sponsored by the NBA. Okay. To me, they're garbage.
Lonnie, what's going on?
There's only one league that I would even recommend to even go to, and you would know it too, is at Rucker Park.
Well, I think you're a little biased.
Love to go see.
I think you're a little biased. But for the people who don't know what happened to Chet and LeBron, let's see.
Let's go to the videotape.
Let's go to the video here. Here's LeBron bullying the rookie, and now his foot's hurt. See ya, NBA season.
Can I bring one name up that he reminds me of? Greg Oden all over again.
Wow, that's pretty bad.
Second on Greg Oden.
Are we good still? I mean,
I don't understand. My joint is glitching for some reason. I don't know, so I just logged out of it. It's like it was my screen. I don't know if y'all couldn't see me or not, but it was glitching in and out, so I just turned it off.
Yeah, what the people did see, because it was messaging me on the side. They said, "Why is Steele staring at the screen with his muscles popped out, doing absolutely nothing? Like, is he posing for any particular thing?" And then he just leaves.
It was good. I was like, I saw I saw y'all talking. I was like, why is my joint glitch? I said, no, let me just log on with my phone and see what's going on with this thing. My bad.
My name. Even Lonnie's here, and you're not. Like, that's crazy.
Lonnie.
It's my bad, man. It was a bad situation just now. My fault, man. It's been a while. I'm sorry, gentlemen.
Well, only thing you missed was Chet getting banged up by LeBron. You know what I'm saying? And then this Chet over here, he's complaining that, he should be in Rucker Park, not there. What do you feel about all that stuff?
First of all, the Pro-Am is basically sanctioned by the NBA. NBA allows those players to play in it. It's called the Pro-Am for a reason. It's professionals and amateurs playing basketball. Most of those amateurs is probably just as good as the NBA players they're playing with. They just didn't make the league for numerous reasons, probably couldn't pass SAT or whatever. But I'm just saying those players
still ain't making the league because he's out for the season.
Right, he's out for the season because he has the Kristaps Porzingis physique. So what that happened in Pro-Am or the first day of mini camp or whatever, it was going to happen eventually.
Yeah,
He's going to be out for the season.
Porzingis build and the Greg Oden foot. There you go.
That's what I'm saying. He's going to be a disaster no matter what. So you know what? It was I didn't like the pick in the first place. Anybody that's shaped like KP is a no-go for my. I mean, I don't want him on my team.
Right, and here's the thing I say I disagree with. I hate this idea of these pro-am leagues, and there's the perfect reason why that they shouldn't be having this stuff. Okay, because in the old days, in the last few years, if he did something like that and he gets injured, goodbye contract. That's gone. That contract will be gone. They'll waive that contract and say goodbye to it. Okay,
like I said,
now, will it happen? No.
It's not going to happen because the NBA says it's okay for them to play in it. So
Right,
there's no void in contract.
But now, here's an issue you're going to have a couple years down the line when the CBA comes up. This is going to be probably one of the sticking points about this. The owners don't want these guys playing it.
But you know what, though? On the side, there's people that really, really look forward to these type of pro-am things because a lot of it is more closer to home for some people. You got those like Steele said, you got those amateurs who can't quite make the league, but then they have a chance to compete with the pros. So a lot of times this is kind of like free advertising for the NBA. You know, the NBA likes free advertising.
Of course.
So so look at when Randall and them got washed up by those amateurs the other, a couple weeks ago. that was national news. You know what I'm saying? So stuff like that they bring in. But see, now the negative part is, these guys aren't getting paid NBA bucks to play these pro-am games, right. And then when they get hurt, they've got to still be covered by the NBA. You know what I'm saying? So that's the negative of it.
Let me tell you something. If LeBron James is playing in it, there's some profit to it. He's not playing for nothing.
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You have
it's
things like that with him. You have things like that with CP3 has his.
Listen, it's a part of basketball culture. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, no, I'm not saying it's just like, but no, you got baseball players that go down, that are playing in the minors. Now, when they get hurt in the minors, does it hurt their career? Yeah, but you got to play to get to where you got to get to.
Yeah, but see, the minors, but the thing is with the minors, they're attached to the major league team.
Yeah, but I'm just saying though, if you're a good player, right?
I think what you're saying, Steele, is like when these guys go play down in Winnable in the Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico.
Okay, there you go.
That's not affiliated with any MLB. That's just an independent league down in the Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico. They've had that every year for years. And these guys have gone down there.
What up,
James? Gone down there.
These guys are trying to stay. I mean, we knock them if they show up to camp not healthy and not in shape. Then we knock them if they're playing ball in the off season. We can't have it both ways.
Right, but the best way I would sit there and say, if you want to get in shape, and you're a good example of it, Steele. You're at the gym 3-4 days a week, working out.
Listen, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I missed 2 or 3 days. It's like I felt like I missed a month. They gotta and you gotta compete with people on your level. Like if they're just shooting around. What is that?
That's not me.
Well, hold on, Chet. If that was me or you, it would be over. Oh, there you go. He did the right thing. Yeah. Now, I'm talking to you, Chet. When it comes to being in peak physical form, let me back up. Look at all the football injuries right now.
Right.
All the guys are getting hurt because those football players can't compete on a certain level all year round. So as soon as they check in the training camp, you got torn meniscus. You got bone bruises. You got pulled calf. You got all these injuries because they can't compete at the level and the speed of the game when they need to all year round. So now you got all look at the guy for the Jets. We waited a whole season, Makai. Yeah. And what happened? The first preseason game, he blew out his knee again. Want to know why? Because he can't train the way he needs to train all year long.
And just like the Giants with Thibodeau, same thing.
Exactly. That's been a back and forth between people saying about these preseason games with football as it is. You know what I'm saying? Like it's unnecessary and this, that, whatever. So now that, like you said, that arrives back to that same argument. Like, is preseason more detrimental to these players than not playing the preseason games?
You know what's more detrimental to these players? I mean, I know I'm sounding like the old guy in the room, but if people getting hurt back in the days when they had those mini camps and they're going super heavy and physical in training camp, these guys weren't getting hurt like that. Now they're soft. They can't do this. They
Yeah.
can't touch the guy. They
Because
can't hit the guy.
with football,
As
you have,
soon as
you
they
have
go on the pass, they get hurt.
right. You have the OTAs during the off season. You know, you got their workout programs that they have. The 4-game preseason is too much, way too much. And the problem is, you're playing preseason games once you're off the training camp. 7 to 10 days after you pretty much open camp. That's too soon. That's too soon.
So what happens, Chet? If they don't do the preseason, what's going to happen? The first game of the season, guess what's going to happen? The same thing that happened the first game of the preseason. They're going to get hurt. They have to play ball.
Yeah.
And you know what? Another thing people get upset about the preseason, but guess what? None of the important people are playing preseason games. So
depending on your situation, because I think was it like Pittsburgh? Aren't they got 3 quarterbacks that's going for the number 1 spot? You know what I'm saying? You got look at the Giants situation. Every wide receiver is trying to be a starter. You know what I'm saying? That kid Colin Johnson, he was going to get a spot on the Giants as a wide receiver until his season is over now. So now here goes Sterling Shepard, and here goes Kadarius Toney and
Gallo,
what's his face?
Yeah, right.
No, not Galladay. The other dude, the Slayton. You know what I'm saying? Like you got all these guys, you know what I'm saying, arriving off injury. You know, and these are supposed to have been the guys from last year, the regulars, and they was about to lose their spot. So you know what I'm saying? Like preseason, a lot of times it's very important.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's on each team's situation. What it is. Correct.
Right. I'm gonna tell you right now, they're gonna keep cutting these preseason games down, and we're gonna get to a point where guess what? The guys don't get hurt first 2-3 games of the season. Because what do the guys announcers say? Oh, the season don't start till October, right? October, November, right? And then you got half the guys hurt in September. What difference does it make? We're missing something. These guys are getting paid to play ball. Let them play ball. Let them get hit. They got to get used to getting hit. I'll give you an example. Like we're all bowlers, right? If you don't bowl for a while and you just pick up your bowling ball and throw it, don't it hurt? It don't feel good.
I'm still young, so those things don't happen to me. So
I'll let you know when I pick up balls soon myself. So I'm
just saying, you just can't. Some people bad examples. A lot of. Let's just get off that thing.
I'll go back to the point. Is what it is. They're playing games. They're playing games too soon because when they come in the first camp, you don't see them in pads. You know, you see them wearing shirts and t-shirts, shorts and their helmet. And then you go like 2 weeks into training camp, you're playing, now you're putting the pads on. And then like within the next 7 days, you're playing the game. Put the pads on from day one.
You know, I understand. I'm watching these high school kids. School's not even started yet. I see them going to practice already.
Yeah.
But pro players can't do it.
Well, some pro players are working out over the off season.
No, I'm talking about these kids that are hitting. They're going 100% out there on practice.
Well, those kids are trying to make it. These guys already got a contract, so that's why their prima donna self is not trying to get hurt before the thing starts. You know what I'm saying?
Well, mentality. I think they're just training to be ready. You know what I mean? You gotta be ready. Like, I mean,
I don't argue with you. I'm just saying, like, this is what's going on in reality. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like back in the 60s when you used to play and watch football. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, it's different now. You know what I mean?
Yo, speaking of playing, it's been a while, guys, and Steele has a vent. I have to vent about something. New York fans, could y'all please stop lobbying for Donovan Mitchell? He's not an all-star.
He's an all-star.
He's an all-star.
Bro.
He's not an all-time great, but he's definitely an all-star.
He's an all-star. He's just he don't flip the light switch for me, bro.
He's better than most on the Knicks. You gotta admit that.
Are you sure?
You gotta admit that. He's better than most.
Are you sure? Look, he averaged 4 more points than RJ Barrett.
Okay.
So
let me ask you a question. So end of the game, you need a basket. You're picking RJ Barrett to take that shot over Donovan Mitchell?
No.
That's the point.
Right.
When we had close games at the end of the game, we don't have that guy.
That guy.
That's going to put the basketball in the net.
But how do we know?
But I'm saying that's the makeup of Donovan Mitchell. You know what I'm saying? Like when Utah needed those shots, that was the guy they went to. You know what I'm saying? We don't have that guy.
He didn't arrive there overnight, though. How do we know?
But he's there now.
How do we know RJ Barrett this year is not going to be that guy?
How do you know Quentin Grimes is not going to be that guy? How do you know McBride's going to be that guy? See, we went a lot of years as Knicks fans of how do we know that such and such is going to be a such and such. It never pans out. Wouldn't it be nice to finally have a guy that you know is going to do it?
Yep.
But he hasn't done anything. That's my point.
But you can't say he hasn't done anything because he got a Utah Jazz team to be playoff contenders constantly. That means something because the Knicks aren't playoff contenders constantly.
So you're acting like that Utah team was a bad team. He had a good team.
He did have a good team, but who's leading that team? Him.
Yeah, but he had good players, and they couldn't get out the first round. But he had good players.
But he was the man on that team,
and he
carried them as far as they can go.
But that's not true. Again, if he took Utah, listen to what you said, Chet. If he took Utah as far as they can go, and they can only get to the first round with better players,
the Knicks
what's he going to do on the Knicks?
Put it this way: if he was on the Knicks at the same time, you guarantee you're making a couple conference finals, maybe an NBA finals.
Well,
he's in a conference that any team can come out of there. 10 teams can come out of there any year and win.
Let's not get it twisted. Donovan Mitchell's not taking us to a conference finals by himself. Okay, that's number one. But you have to understand.
He would be in better shape with the Knicks than he would be in Utah right now.
Look at the makeup of the Knicks right now. The Utah Jazz wants to really take half the team. Okay, so all the draft picks, all of our young guys, and they're trying to ask for Barrett. So now you're literally going to have Brunson and Donovan Mitchell in our backcourt, which is a horrible defensive 1-2. You know what I'm saying? Pretty good offense, but horrible defense of that 1-2. But then you're talking about Julius Randle.
Horrible on defense.
And Mitchell Robinson. And who else you got? Because you darn near traded every single person that was a piece. You know what I'm saying?
That's what killed me about Knicks fans. They was up in arms when everybody traded for Melo. Oh, they gave up the whole team. Now you're willing to do the same thing for Donovan Mitchell.
Now, Bill, I'm glad you brought that up. The Knicks are seriously hurting and need new ownership.
Yes.
Now, this is what I feel about that situation. In the past, I would 100% agree with you because James Dolan was getting his hands on things that he just didn't belong. He had no idea how to run a basketball organization. Now, he got basketball minds here. You know what I'm saying? He's allowing them to make the decisions. So Rose, obviously, you know, he was an agent dude, whatever, and he arrived here.
Mr. Invisible GM himself?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is they haven't made a disastrous move yet. So they haven't done anything for us to say.
Yes, they have. The name is Thibodeau as a coach.
But that's up for to debate because some people really like Thibodeau as a coach. You know what I'm saying? And not for nothing, Thibodeau got us in the playoffs immediately. You know what I'm saying? So, and then, but it was up to now, is Randall going to have a bounce back season? Or is he going to be continuously on that face dragging on the ground all season type dude that he was last year? You know?
We're talking about now, you just said Randall, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Randall had a good season, right? How many years has Randall been in the league? I'll wait.
I think about 8 or 9 now. I think, or something like that.
I don't think that much, but almost about 7.
So, remember, one year he was out because he broke his ankle.
Right.
He was out the whole season.
Yeah, I think it's 8 or 9 he's been in the league for.
All right. Out of 8, let's just say 7, just to be fair, right? Out of those 7 years in the league, he had 1 good year. Now, we all watch baseball, right?
Of course.
Or watch baseball. If you're hitting 1 for 7, is that a good percentage?
So are you saying last year was a 1 for 7 type of season? Did you look up the stats of last year?
No. You can't look up stats when it comes to.
So what are we going by?
We're going by what we seen on the court.
Because when he was with the Lakers, he wasn't a bad player either.
Yeah, because they wasn't having him take 30 shots.
When he was with New Orleans, he wasn't a bad player either.
He was a role player.
Okay, and now he upped his game. He's playing better than he was before.
You know what? He took the world by storm because no one was really prepared and ready for Julius Randle's spin moves into the paint. But as you see, when the NBA caught up and adjusted, say, "Oh, this guy is only doing one thing," they shut him down.
My thing about Julius Randle, and I said this over and over and over again, I believe he's put into a situation where he was going to fail because he's not a ball handler. He's not a basketball dribbler. So he took on the responsibility of trying to bring the basketball up and create for everybody. That's not his game. You know what I'm saying? So now that we have a point guard, let's see. Let's give it a chance. Let's see how Julius Randle plays now that we have a point guard. Because before we didn't have a point guard, so he had to bring the ball up all the time. Of course he's going to bring the ball up sometimes because the way Thibodeau runs the offense, everybody brings the ball up. Everybody does. You know what I'm saying?
So, right back to what Chet said then. Is it Randall's fault then or is it Thibodeau's fault? Because I know he's not a ball handler. You know he's not a ball handler. How the head coach don't know he's not a ball handler?
So let me.
It's not that he didn't think he was a ball handler. Who else was going to bring the ball up and create? Because outside of Derrick Rose, you know what I'm saying, everybody else that they had wasn't up to par because even quickly struggled the majority of the season until the end. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Chet.
I was going to sit there and say, looking at his stats from 2 years ago to last year, he went down 4 points as an average from last year. Rebounds about the same. Assists lower. But here's where his problem was, okay? He shot about 45% from the floor. But here's what killed you. 2 years ago, he shot 41% from three. Last year, he barely shot 30% from three. Taking the same amount of attempts.
That was the thing right there. His three-point shooting was lower because everything else was almost around the same thing. Yeah, his three-point shooting was bad.
Yeah, his field goal percentage went down from 45 to 41. His free throw percentage went down too from 81 to 75.
And what is it? What was his turnovers, Chet?
He was
about two something, like two a game.
Same amount, 3.5 a game.
3.5 a game. Now it was 3.5 a game before that too, right?
Yeah, 3-4, 3-4 this year.
Same. This is what I'm saying. Like people this is the problem with New York fans. You know what I'm saying? Like same thing with baseball. Mets lose 2 games. All of a sudden, we need to make this move. We're with 35 games over 500. Why are you complaining? The Yankees, they're on a slump. They had the best record in baseball for almost the whole season, and they're killing their division. Why are you want to fire your coach? Like this is New York fans. Why don't you try being a New York Liberty fan? Okay, I've watched the New York Liberty since the inception of the WNBA. We've never won a championship.
And you've
never.
We
just got smacked by Candace Parker in the playoffs just now.
And you've had some good players with that.
They got a nice young core. They snuck out a win game 1, right? Chicago was like, what? We're going to break a WNBA record and smack you by 38 points game 2 for having the audacity to win a game. And then smack them game 3.
Yeah.
All right? So this is a team. And mind you, they used to tease, at least the Liberty used to tease you a little bit back in the days. Yeah. So
Teresa and
Teresa Westbrook
and Lobo.
We used to keep losing to Houston. 97, I think 99, 2000, and then we lost to the Sparks after that. So it's like, all right, at least we keep getting to the finals, right? Bro, we ain't sniffed the finals since like 2002. Like 20 years since we even sniffed the finals. So you want to complain?
Well,
be a Jet fan. Your highlight of your life is Sanchez making it to the conference finals
twice.
2 times. That's your highlight. But you want to complain about a Knicks team who's entertaining. At least they made the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least they're being talked about. Like, this is the type of thing that maddens me as a New York fan.
Well, I blame the fans, but I also blame New York media. Like, New York media always pushes agendas. Like, for instance, when they wanted Phil Jackson. Oh, you got to do whatever you got to get Phil Jackson. Oh, you got to get Phil. Phil came in here and did absolutely nothing.
And time out. I really liked the fact that James Dolan did that. Because you remember that situation? They were camping outside the garden, fire Dolan. You
Yep.
remember all that? So then
Yes.
Dolan said, oh, okay, so it's only on me now, right? Cool. You guys want Phil Jackson? You got Phil Jackson. I'll wait. Phil Jackson fails. I don't see the fans saying my bad. You know what I'm saying?
No.
What the fans saying? Oh, it's Dolan's fault for hiring him. You guys said to hire him.
They're
That's my
acting
point.
lunatics.
New York fans are crazy.
No, but it's not. But the New York fans are fueled by the media, and then the media runs away and hides with their tail between their legs and leaves the fans out there to dry.
And I will give you the biggest bogus Knicks fan in the media there is, and I shut him off every time they bring him up the Knicks.
Stephen A. Smith.
Stephen A. Smith, absolutely.
I can't stand him.
Listen,
He's such a
y'all gotta leave Hollis
only
Queens
reason
alone,
why I
right?
watched
He's from
First Take
Hollis
Now
Queens.
It's because the best guys on that show right now are Mad Dog Chris Russo.
Oh no, you lost me on
That's
that.
because you old school. That's because he's old school. He listens to old WFA.
I love Chris Russo on that show.
That's the only reason.
Yo,
Smith.
you got two idiots yelling at each other for an hour.
I love Russo. No,
Well, ain't that us
Russo.
three idiots yelling at each other for an hour?
Yeah.
So what's the wrong with that?
No, at least we
get it.
make. Yo, hold on. At least we have an argument. They're yelling, and you don't know what the hell is going on.
And I feel sorry for Molly Karam. She's got
you see her face?
Help us.
Do you see her face? She
Stephen
looks
A.
like.
Smith is from Hollis Queens. Leave him alone.
Well, hold on. Stephen A. Smith said, "No, there's no way KD is getting traded and this and that." Right? He did say that from the beginning. But does it take a rocket scientist to know that? He just signed a 4-year deal.
I said,
how you gonna trade him?
Happen.
The prodigal son has returned. What a
And
drama-fested net team that is.
Hold on, and then they get on the radio and talking about the ownership came to and KD came to some type of agreement. The agreement was signed when he signed a contract. Exactly. What are we talking about?
The agreement was, you know what? I messed up.
Right.
I don't want to trade because obviously it's not happening.
Because now he's staying, and now Kyrie's going to stay, and now the Nets are going to be a happier team next year.
No, I don't know about happier, but
are they? Or are they going to be a disgruntled?
No, I don't think so. I think they got their comeuppance last year. I really do. But
all right, so you're telling me
Steve Nash is on a short leash.
Oh, you're telling me the first time Steve Nash makes a coaching error, you don't think KD's not going to be on the bench pouting?
Let me ask you another question. So now, I don't know how true those rumors are that they completely didn't want Nash to be the coach, but how does that situation settle itself when he's still the coach and now you're still on the team? So now how do you navigate through that awkwardness in the locker room and on the floor? Like, how does that happen?
You can't. That's why it's going to be a dumpster fire. You can't.
I'll make a prediction right now. Steve Nash will not last 20 games next year.
Even if they win?
Even if they win.
I don't know if he's going to. How can you get fired if they're winning?
That's I don't.
I've seen it happen.
When?
When did that happen?
I've seen that. Let's see. One year there was when back before in Golden State, before Rick Adelman, when they would clinch the division. This is when Mullen, Hardaway, and Rich were on the team. They didn't like him. He got fired. I think 3 days before the playoffs.
I have to look that up because that's like 35 years ago. So
yeah, it's happened.
I have to dust off the
if they
Encyclopedia Britannica to see that was
Nash
about.
is going to be gone.
I'm gonna say this.
And the next head coach of the Nets, you ready? The guy that I want in it so bad, Mark Jackson.
Not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen.
Not gonna happen. You can just forget about that.
He's waiting for the New York job to open up.
Yeah, let me tell you. Job.
I'm gonna tell you why Mark is not going to Brooklyn.
Yeah.
KD don't want to be coached, and Kyrie don't want to be coached. They don't want to coach. They want to do what they want to do. That's why Steve Nash is there in the first place, because they had one of the best coaches in the league on Brooklyn in the first place. One of the best coaches in the league.
Can we turn Steele's mic up for the first time? Let's turn his mic up.
Are you kidding me? So why would Mark want to go there?
First of all, he gets along great with Durant. He always has. He always has.
Listen, The problem with these players nowadays, you don't need the coaches don't need to be these guys' friends. The coaches are the coaches.
Right.
They're there to establish and organize and keep these guys in order, not to be their friends. That's why Steve Nash is failing now, because Steve Nash was cool with Kyrie. He was cool with Durant. And guess what? As soon as the smoke clears, the dust settle, they turn their back on him like he own money. Like, come on, bro. They have to recognize they need to be coached. Kyrie can't be calling practices after practice because he feel like he's a coach. No, you're not a coach, Kyrie. They need to. That's why Brooklyn is never going to win with KD and Kyrie Irving as their franchise players, because neither one of those players want to be coached. Period. Why you think? Looking, James Harden ran out of there. And we were all like, what's James doing? Look at James now. James is in the best shape of his career.
Right.
And ready to play basketball.
And took a pay cut.
And
so that he can
win. Boogie, say it again.
So Philly can go nowhere?
Hey,
that team's going to go nowhere.
Hey, but at least he's trying.
That team's going nowhere. Because that's not his team. That's Embiid's team.
So
that ain't Harden's team.
So
listen, right now they're looking better than Brooklyn. Period.
I don't know about that.
I mean, debate it. How could they not be? Who's that big man? Who's the Nets big man?
Who's it going to be?
Yeah, look, you're still thinking. Who's that big man?
I mean, there's a few guys I'm still looking at.
They got rid of what, Brown? That was their fire starter, right?
Right.
I think Harris is going to be back.
Harris will be back.
You got Curry still there.
Yep.
Listen, I know. Listen.
What else?
If Harris comes back healthy, that's the next dark horse right there. Because I like that guy.
Yeah, but what are you gonna do with Curry? Because they Darnell was playing the same type of game. The only reason why Curry got the flex like that is because Harris wasn't there.
They can play small ball, and Harris can play the three. So
you're gonna have two guys that don't play defense shooting the basketball. Cool. On the team. Cool. And then you're gonna have Kyrie there. So you're gonna have real small ball, because now you're gonna have three guys that's under 6'3" playing basketball.
Durant can play center. I mean, look at these guys. Durant 6'10". He'll play center.
Durant cannot play center. Stop it.
I'm saying there's a lot of teams that go small ball that way these days.
Ain't nobody going small ball like that.
The Knicks might have to.
Knicks got three big men. What are you talking about? We got three big men.
Well,
we let Taj Gibson go because he's too short.
Mitchell Robinson.
You got Mitchell Robinson. You got that kid from the Clippers.
You got Simmons.
I forget how to pronounce that guy's name, but
still?
he's actually pretty good because he can shoot.
Yeah, I'm saying that's if he stays.
No, Sims is the number 3. He's there. He's playing.
He's there.
Yeah.
He's there.
They got three. They said they got 3 strings at the center position because we already know the injury history with Mitchell Robinson.
Of course, right, exactly.
So you got to have 3 centers. And Jericho Sims is definitely better than Taj Gibson.
100%.
True.
So now we upgraded the center position because that dude from the Clippers, he's definitely better than Nerlens Noel, and he's gonna play a lot more games.
Listen,
problem is
we had a whole season of the show last year, and I forgot Noel was on the team.
Oh,
that's shame on you.
Did he play last year? Honestly,
I mean,
he
sporadically, but that's what he's known for.
Exactly. No show.
And look what the Knicks did. Traded him.
Got him out of there. So the Knicks actually, if the Knicks stay the course, and we kind of jumped around, but I believe if the Knicks stay the course, build through the draft, which Knicks fans have been begging for years, they're finally doing it, and now Knicks are crying about holding on to trading away all the draft picks. Like, Knicks fans, I'm one of them, but are stupid. Like, what you want one thing, you want another. Listen, let these guys play basketball. We might have a star on the bench right now. We don't even know because they don't play.
Well, speaking of stars, and we didn't bring this guy up yet, and I think we should. Okay, did we all forget about Ben Simmons?
Who?
Ben Simmons.
Does he want to? Did you text him and find out? Does he want to play this season?
I'm telling you. We all forget about him.
Nobody forgot about him. It's just, did he forget that he's an NBA player? That you actually have to suit up? I mean, how long is he gonna milk? How long is he gonna milk this mental thing?
That-
Because didn't he just settle with the 76ers already? They settled, right?
Yes, they settled.
So,
Yes, they did.
So should he be playing now? Like, is that I don't even hear no rumblings about him playing. Like, that's a bad thing. Everybody's in pro-am hooping. I don't see this guy nowhere. He's probably in Australia somewhere saying mate to somebody.
Let me ask you a question about Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
And then for Chet, because you're a Brooklyn fan, right? The man legitimately has not played basketball in 2 years.
I agree.
What do you expect from him?
And think about this. They can't even trade for Donovan Mitchell because of that clause that's in the NBA thing. When if Simmons is on the roster, then he can't be on the roster with him or something like that. There's some wild clause with that. Like,
yeah. Here's what I do. If I'm the Nets with Ben Simmons, I would start him slow. I would have him at the beginning of the season start coming off the bench to get himself into game shape to start with. Play maybe 15, 20 minutes a night, say, to start with. For say about the first couple of weeks. Then you can sit there and ramp up his minutes more and more so he's more fresher later on in the year when it comes down to playoff time.
So a man that hasn't played basketball in 2 years needs to be fresh? He should be well rested. Yeah. He should have all the energy.
He's going to have game rust. There's no doubt about it. He's going to have game rust when he comes back. We all know that already. But you're not going to sit there and throw him in at the start of the season 45 minutes a night.
Why not? You have to play basketball in 2 years.
You got to give him time to get him back into where he should be. I'm not seeing him play 45 minutes.
Well, hold on. It's not like he has to improve on his shooting.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
All he does is run up and down, play defense and grab rebounds and pass the ball. I mean,
that's all you need to do.
I'm just saying.
Right.
Chet, honestly, bro, how much time does this man need? He's been sitting for 2 years with gold chains around his neck,
getting free money.
Right.
I love that,
like I said, baby. I would start him slow in training camp and see what happens. I wait till training camp, see how he is, and then we'll go from there. That's what I would do.
I agree with Boogie. He should be in every pro-am going right now. We should be seeing highlights of him shooting jump shots somewhere
in an empty gym.
You remember?
Who says he's not doing that?
No, that's what I'm saying. Know. He only has videos of him doing hook shots over seventh graders. He doesn't go into actual pro-am and try to play. You know what I'm saying? Oh, what? Man, Ben Simmons can shoot. Yeah, but there's an 85-year-old person guarding him. Like, of course he can shoot.
Maybe the team said something to me that he's not supposed to go. You don't know that.
Now, hold on. You remember about maybe 4 years ago, it might have been more, when Melo was out the league and he was putting out all these Instagram videos of him shooting and he was trying to be, because he wanted people to say, hey, listen, I can still play basketball. Ben Simmons needs to be doing the same thing right now. He needs to show people he can still play basketball.
He needs to show his teammates that he can play
basketball. The last time we saw Ben Simmons on the court, he was passing up an open layup. Mm-hmm. Okay? He was shooting bricks from the free throw line.
All facts.
Like I said, I'll wait to see what he looks like in training camp before you make an assumption. You have to. I understand your point that you want him in these pro-am leagues and stuff like that, and that's fine. I mean, if he does it, great. But you don't know if he's having his own private workouts that people don't see.
You know what the knock on him in Philadelphia was? His work ethic was below average.
And they said that he was a malcontent too. It's not like he was one of those guys that worked hard and encouraged others. They said he was a malcontent. So his attitude too. Now imagine his attitude with Kyrie's attitude and Durant's attitude. Man, that's a toxic locker room.
But one thing is,
speaking of a toxic locker room,
I knew you were gonna
Lakers trade get Beverly.
Oh my Lord!
The hated Beverly on the Lakers. Toxic
with LeBron. Oh Lord, help us.
Toxic.
Yeah, I don't know if Jeannie Buss has a death wish or something, but I don't even. Yo, these guys were actually going at each other on the gram,
like for real.
I mean, like they want to pull up, and now they're going to be in the same locker room. Yo, the Lakers are going to be. We talked about Brooklyn just now. Westbrook got to be out of there. He has to be. There's no way in the world they make the trade.
You know what other sports talk radio was saying? They were saying like towards when it's at the end of the game and you need the defensive specialist, they're gonna have Russell Westbrook sitting on a bench watching Beverly play.
That's dope.
Crunch time. That's gonna hurt his ego.
So let me ask you a question then. If you're saying Westbrook's not there, who's he gonna get traded to?
I'm saying he probably don't go to Indiana. I think Indiana's gonna trade for him, and I think Miles Turner's gonna end up on the Lakers.
You know why I don't think about the Indiana, because Halliburton is their PG, and they're not trying to mess that up.
But listen, wherever Westbrook goes, he's going somewhere where either he'll get bought out or a team looking to dump salary, right? We all know that. So basically, Westbrook is he's on an island by himself right now. Like his future is grim. He's gonna end up on a team. What's a team where people go to just disappear? Like
Well, it used to be the Clippers, but not anymore.
Right.
The Kings.
Yeah,
I would say he's improved himself a lot this year.
The Kings, but they got De'Aaron Fox, who does the same exact thing. Jack shots up all day and can't shoot. Yeah. So they already got a guy like that already.
I can tell you a perfect place for him, and I think it could work. How about going back home to OKC?
Gilgeous and Alexander is pretty much holding down that team. I don't know if that'll work either.
Well, two things can happen. They can buy him out because they have all the capital and all the draft choices.
Yo, throw him on the Spurs, man. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got DeJounte Murray no more. Throw him on the Spurs.
Hey, Book, you saying that funny, but that's not a bad look.
I'm saying you got Coach Pop. He's gonna listen to Coach Pop. You know what I'm saying? Coach Pop ain't gonna put him in the corner to shoot threes either.
I mean, again, poor coaching. Who Westbrook in the corner shooting threes?
Lakers.
What are we doing?
And then want to complain that he's playing bad. You take the basketball out the man's hands and then have him sit corner to shoot threes. Like, completely not his game. And say he's terrible. Like, how does that happen?
Yo, wait, hold on. I read an article today, which was pretty funny. The Dallas Mark Cuban said he's not that upset because Brunson left because he has Frank Ntilikina.
Yeah, I heard that. Yes.
That's like Lou back in Peyton. That was on the Knicks. What happened to Peyton? He went to Phoenix, and you haven't heard from him since.
Haven't heard him since, exactly.
Is he still there?
That I know of.
Listen, it's so bad he had to cut his hair, bro. It's just bad. It's bad. Yo, when you go to, and listen, I was a Frank fan, but you're telling me that Frank Ntilikina is your answer? That's a problem.
He has to say that because he's on his roster. But trust and believe he's looking for somebody behind the scenes.
Look, he doesn't have to say anything. You just don't say nothing. You just are quiet. You don't say anything.
When have you noticed Cuban ever being quiet, bro?
Joe,
this is the time. This is the time for him to
that should be the Knicks right there. Mark Cuban. There you go.
What happened?
As a Cuban should own the Knicks.
Cuban should do what to the Knicks?
Own the Knicks. Get rid of Dolan, have Cuban own the Knicks.
I thought that's what he said, Bug. That's why I got silent. I was waiting. It took you a long time.
No, because the dumbness didn't travel to my headset, as fast. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You down there right now, bro.
Yeah.
Take us lean back in your rocket chair. What are you talking about? What is this guy talking about?
Jeez. Let Mark Jackson run the Knicks.
It would be interesting if that ever happened. I know it won't, but it wouldn't be very interesting.
Gee, my name. That was pretty bad. All right, so we've been jumping around. We jumped around football. We complained about preseason injuries. We both think that the Jets and Giants are gonna stink all year. Yeah. The Knicks, they have no direction. We don't know if they're gonna stink or not. Yeah. The Nets, they're gonna be fighting each other in the locker room. We don't know. Yeah. But we got and let's not forget the Liberty just got smacked. Yeah.
Wait. According to the guy Russell, we still got hockey though. But continue.
But hockey's in the off season right now, so we can't talk hockey yet. That's the off season.
Okay.
But we have winning baseball on both sides of the spectrum. We got winning Yankees and winning Mets here, right? What is the problem? Why is everybody so angry? Why does one loss make everybody so mad? Why can't everybody as a whole be happy about what's happening here in New York in baseball life? Talk to me, guys.
I'm gonna say this. As a Yankee fan, I don't think the only concern that the Mets have is the health of DeGrom. Everything else is solid with the Mets. Solid as steady as baseball goes. If that is your biggest problem, that's no problem.
Their
Because
biggest problem is the bullpen. Their biggest problem is not DeGrom.
But I'm just saying, like,
I can tell you what the biggest problem they have is.
I don't see I'm gonna be honest, I don't see a problem on the Mets. I don't see while I'm watching them, like the Yankees just won 2 games, right?
Those are 2 good
Yankees
games.
won 2 games.
Good games.
They won 2 games, but I think the Mets stranded like 14 runners on base.
First time all year they really didn't hit.
But you want not to make an excuse or nothing, like, but they had a brutal schedule. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they finally had a day off, so they look tired.
They look tired, and they still stranded 14 men on base.
Yeah.
Okay, so it wasn't like the Yankees was world killers, and they
won though.
They listen. At the end of the day, it's baseball.
They won.
At the end of the day, it's baseball. But what I'm trying to say is, Mets fans was Yankee fans was like, oh, we got 2 back. We skipped. We barely. We just tiptoed to a win. When the Mets won, the Mets stomped the Yankees. It wasn't no question about who was winning.
That's because it was earlier in the season, a month ago.
Yeah.
Listen, it don't like Boogie, like you're saying. New York fans, there's something wrong with them mentally, bro.
Crazy.
Got to be something wrong. First of all, we have 2 winning teams. We should be jumping double dutch in the street right now.
And when I say winning, not just barely over 500, way over 500.
Yeah,
smoke it. You got Yankee fans saying, "Oh, we only got an 8-game lead." What are you talking about?
And then y'all lost and then your big guy is hurt.
Mr. Cortez, yep. Because I will bring up the point for both teams. Okay. First with the Mets, their issue is their inconsistent bullpen. Okay. Other than Diaz. Okay. One day you get a great one. Next day you get garbage. Okay. Mets are hitting with time with runners in scoring position. They've done it all year. Pretty much. Period. Okay. They're not playing long ball like the Yankees are. It's home runs or nothing. Mets put the ball in play, make mistakes.
Listen, you can bash the Yankees all you want as far as the home run or nothing thing, whatever. It's working for them. Look at the Braves. Braves are home run or nothing also, and they're on our tails. So at the end of the day, regular season, that's still a winning formula. It's just everybody doesn't have the same formula. That's still a winning formula. But see, when playoff time happens, that's where the adjustment has to be.
And
you know what I'm saying?
And here's
where the adjustment.
And here's the reason why the Yankees are not winning. And I've been saying this since day one of the start of the season. 2 reasons. One is Aaron Boone. And second is that your starting pitching cannot go more than 5 to 6 innings. You're taxing a bullpen, which a lot of the guys are hurt.
I'm about to say their bullpen is hurt right now.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So let me ask you, why was Chapman not using that in the?
Because he's horrible. Series? He's horrible.
Is he hurt or
no? He's horrible.
Why have him on the roster if you had a closing situation and you put a guy who already pitched 2 innings to pitch a 3rd inning to close the game?
That's your problem right there. Like I said,
you can't put him on, bro. Again, I personally think with Chapman is a mental issue. You just don't forget how to pitch.
But your other closer guy, he's struggling too.
Yeah. Right. And he's hurt too.
Yeah, but he started struggling also. So who do you got?
Because they're sitting there last night when I was listening to Lou and Billy. They said, "Oh, well, Zach Britton's going to be a savior," like that. Zach Britton's been hurt for 2+ years, and he's been inconsistent. They're thinking about their AAA closer, who's a very good pitcher, to be their closer in the playoffs. You're in trouble. Now you've got Cortez hurt, which doesn't help.
But I think his injury is not that bad, right?
Cole, Cortez is going 5 innings to start.
And they're getting Stanton back.
That'll help it. But I'm sitting there saying,
That's
Cole,
a big
Cole,
fact to insert to the lineup.
very inconsistent. Supposed to be your ace, very inconsistent. He's been okay. Tyone, he's been on and off all year.
I need him to win tonight because I put a bet in. So.
Okay, well that's different.
Listen, I need Joey Gallo back. We ain't been.
And I was going to bring that up next.
We ain't been
wow.
Joey Gallo.
Wow.
In the second half.
Wow.
Since Joey left, man. I don't know. Maybe it was the karma. I don't know. But we ain't back since he left, man.
Well, he found the switch and he flipped it on the Dodgers.
Oh,
wow.
Isn't it amazing?
That New York Yankee pressure, bro.
What is it? We were talking about it earlier, different sport. What is it about New York that guys come here and just cannot play?
Some guys just press too much, man. They know the pressure's there and they press in their mind. They can't take it, man.
And you know why? I'm gonna jump to another sport. You know why Daniel Jones is failing? Because he even said in an interview, he hears the people talking. It's here. He has the skill of be a starting quarterback in the NFL. But if he's listening to all these guys saying, "Oh, he's gonna be Tyron Taylor might start. He's getting first string reps," and are you kidding me? New York media, shut the hell up.
Yo, you see Saquon Barkley got frustrated.
Yep.
So he's ready to kill these critics.
He's ready. Yep.
He's been lashing out.
And and good for him.
Yeah, he's lashing out.
You got these guys that haven't ran, jumped, played a sport in their life, criticizing, critiquing, and telling guys that have went through the trials and tribulations that they can't, they won't, they don't. Yo, shut the hell up, man. You kidding me? These guys are training. Saquon Barkley is, you see what he already looked like a monster. He looked like a freak right now. It's like he's going to, and know what's going to get crazy? At the end of the season, somebody's going to have to pay him. What are you going to do? That's the Giants' concern right now.
Well, not really, because he hasn't done anything up until now. So if he has a good season, they still can franchise him.
Yes.
Because not for nothing, Daniel Jones is on the hot seat too. You know what I'm saying? And if he doesn't perform well, guess what? Tyrod Taylor will be playing. So even Davis Webb was looking all right. So that's the third string. So let's see what happens. I mean, all the jokes aside, Daniel Jones actually has been playing pretty well. You know what I'm saying? Like outside of those practice days, but he's been playing pretty well. I think the offense is pretty simple the way it seems that I'm watching so far, watching some of the preseason games and the practices and whatnot. Yeah. I mean, that's all we got, but they're not going to show their hand. But it looks pretty simple, like kind of like Giants football. Simple, easy short passes and quick plays. You know what I'm saying? And I, not for nothing, that offense won't do anything unless they make holes for our running backs to get the running game going. And then that will help Daniel Jones because every season he's been here, he snaps the ball. The backfield is filled with the opposition, and he has no time to throw the ball. So if that changes, then we can actually see what kind of talent this guy has.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Daniel Jones, so I actually want him to succeed because I want him to shut some of these people up because I like the guy's arm, I like his speed, and I like his decision making. The only problem I have with him is his hands, and his inability to hold on to the football. But everything else, I'll take him.
So let me ask you a question on the other side for the Jets, okay? With Wilson.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. I do. Yeah, wait for that.
They're supposed to have a better season than us, by the way. So.
Right, but like I said, do you think he's going to be good even with the injury?
I think he's going to have a good season.
This is going to be the problem, and I don't wish bad for the young man. But they talked about it today on ESPN, and I kind of co-signed on it. If Flacco, by some weird phenomenon, wins the first 2 games of the season, it goes out there and looks like a good quarterback. Not great, a good quarterback. A franchise that has been losing for the last couple of decades. Do you pull him?
Yeah. He's not the future.
But are we playing for the future? Or are we playing because at the end of the day, right? They're already talking about Salah. If Flacco wins 2 games and they pull him and they put Zach in there and Zach loses the next 3,
then they'll take him and put Flacco back in because you got to remember he's a veteran, so he'll be able to jump right back into the mix and start winning.
But I heard some rumblings the last few days. There is a quarterback available for a trade. You don't hear it out of the mouth. It's your boy down in Carolina.
Oh
Sam Darnold.
They got
Baker's the starter.
They got a lot of quarterbacks down there.
Yeah.
They got a plethora of quarterbacks.
Right. They're saying that Darnold could be available.
Yeah, but where's he going to go? He could go back to the Jets?
Go back to the Jets?
Nah, that'll be stupid.
Chet.
That'll be stupid.
Chet. He struggled with the Jets, which is not all his fault.
Right.
He struggled with the Panthers. You think the Jets are going to go get him again? Like, what sense does that make?
To make him back up. But here's the thing, though. I look at the Jets' schedule, the first 3 weeks, they might be 0-3.
See, again, you got the Browns that don't got their starting QB.
You got the Ravens, Browns, and Bengals the first 3 weeks.
You got the Browns, right? They don't got their starting QB. He's too busy getting massages. You got the Ravens that Jackson is still in contract oblivion. You don't know what's going on with him.
That guy's underrated, man. I'm tired of the critics on that guy.
I agree.
I'm not saying I think he's pretty good myself, but you know what happens when you're not focused and the things ain't right. You can't go out there with that mindset like you're gonna be, whatever. And then
Lamar's gonna prove his point this year.
Listen, I wish the best for the guy. But the first 2 games, the Jets can steal these 2 games.
No.
Okay, Chet.
No.
When they do, I'm just gonna come on the show, right? And I'm gonna look at you like this. Because it's football. That's the look right there. He's gonna get from me. Because it's football. Nobody knows.
Hey, Bug, I got a question. When's the over-under for the bag coming out? How early in the season? How early is it coming out?
Who?
The bag. When's it coming out? How early is it coming out?
The bag is right here.
Yeah.
The bag might
be ready for week 1.
Week 1, the bag might be back on.
Yeah.
That's different. Because
man. Y'all gonna have a better season than us.
I'm a realist. Until you show me something, you the same thing you was last year. I need to see something.
Right. Wow. I agree.
No, right. They ain't showing me nothing.
All right.
Okay.
I agree.
Not even in preseason. Even though they're winning.
Right. I'm about to say they 2-0, aren't they?
They winning, but they ain't showing me nothing.
You have a big game this week. Jets Giants this week.
Yo, before we go though, I heard this was a discussion I heard today. Who's better, Aaron Rodgers or Mahomes?
Oh, that's easy. For me, that's easy.
How's easy? Who you thinking?
Mahomes.
Book. What are you contemplating, man? What's going on?
Aaron Rodgers wins with a lot of different type of players, man. And Mahomes is a beast. So I want to see how Mahomes does without Tyreek Hill.
But right now,
Mahomes is a better player.
Well,
but Aaron Rodgers has done way more.
I'm taking Aaron Rodgers.
Done way more. That's what I'm saying. So it's that's actually not as easy as a question that you try to make it out to be.
It's not that hard. It's Mahomes all day long.
I'm taking Aaron Rodgers, that bad man.
That man can win with a lot of people, man.
Listen.
That man can win with a lot of people. I think if Chet was out there, he can have Chet catching on footballs. Imagine that.
I still think Mahomes.
Well, we're gonna see. We are definitely gonna see.
Interesting question right there. I like it.
Good one.
Good one.
Let me give you one more thing. One more thing quick. You talking about quarterbacks. What do you think about Mr. Brady this year?
I mean,
He
what
has-
else is there to say?
He hasn't
I
even
mean,
showed up to practice. He hasn't even showed up yet.
yeah, like there's nothing to go by. But it's Brady, so what else do you expect?
The
You know what I'm
problem
saying?
is,
He's gonna be solid.
three-quarters of his offensive line is going to be out for the season already.
Yeah, I've seen him play with a bad offensive line, so that really doesn't do anything to me. And not for nothing, if he feels like his situation is bad, he'll just retire. So at the end of the day, it's his world. But I have to see him do something. Like he hasn't even been on the field, so
Yeah.
I don't even know what his situation is. I don't even know what's going on in that guy's mind.
How old is he now? He's 44.
40s, yeah.
Well, at 44 years old, bro, he could do whatever he want to do.
Yeah, he's younger than you still.
That's
Crazy,
crazy, man.
crazy.
I'm still in better shape than he is.
On that note,
all right, everyone. I guess we'll see you next week, hopefully. If Steele don't pull a hamstring or something, lie to himself. But thank you guys for joining us this week, and we'll be back next week to discuss. We're probably gonna do some fantasy. It's fantasy football season, so we'll probably start doing some fantasy football rankings and stuff like that. Because a lot of us are going to be doing fantasy this weekend, so maybe we can run past our roster or our upcoming, stuff that we're going to be doing. So have a little different spin on it next week. So.
And also don't forget, if you didn't hear from our other cohorts, Billy and Lou, they'll have their baseball show on Monday.
Right.
Coming up. Please tune into them. Who knows if Brian will be back this week. That's how he comes back from Bauman's.
And know what I'm saying, before we sign off, excuse me. Big shout out to Boog's dad for pulling through. Let's keep Boog's dad in our prayers.
Thank you.
Boog, you know what I mean?
Thank you.
Yep.
All right, guys. I'll see y'all next week.